Welcome to the Declare Your Major event in the Economics Department. My name is Emmanuelle Pierrat. I am the current undergraduate associate chair in the department. What is economics? It is a social science and is concerned with human behavior, and it studies how scarce resources are allocated both in the production of goods and how those goods are distributed amongst individuals. Our program at Waterloo is structured in a way where we can fit the courses in 4 loose categories. Micro theory courses would be most similar to ECON 101, which you likely took during your first year. As you have seen in that course, it studies how individuals and firms behave. Macro theory, which is most similar to Econ 102, which you likely also took this year, studies how the economy as a whole behaves. So it looks at monetary systems, recessions, business cycles. We also have quantitative courses. For example, if you choose Econ as your major, you will be required to take Econ 211 and Econ 221 in your next study term. Mathematics are needed in all micro and macro theory courses. We're also going to use statistics in our econometrics classes. That would be courses like Econ 322 and Econ 323, which you would take after Econ 221. And we also use stats in some of our micro and macro courses. Lastly, economic electives are courses that are more topics oriented, such as courses related to finance or health or labor, resources, and environment. Those courses are courses you will choose based on your interests and are offered at a second, third, and fourth year level. So, what are you going to do if you study economics? If you major in econ, you likely will be qualified for jobs such as business analyst and data analyst, or you can keep on going to graduate school and study economics in a master's or a PhD program. Most of our students either choose general econ program or financial economics programs. So in this video, we're only going to cover the economics major. We have a separate video for mathematical economics. I'm also going to touch on the intensive specialization that you can combine with your major in economics. I'm also going to go over the 2 minor programs we have. We have a general economics minor and we also have an economic theory minor. And I'm going to go over the typical co-op sequence. Please remember that if you plan on declaring economics as your major, you must have taken at least 2 econ courses in your first year. Most often that would be Econ 101 and Econ 102. And you need to have an average of either 65 or 70% in them to declare the major. The only difference between the honors and the 4-year general major is your average. So the required average for honors is 70%. It is 65% for the 4-year general. Otherwise, the courses are the same. You take them in the same order. So for the economics major, you have to take 11 core courses. They are listed in this table in the order that you would take them. So by now, you most likely have taken Econ 101 and you might be taking Econ 102 this winter. Then in your 2-way term, we require you to take 211 and 221 together. They are co-requisites. Some students choose to take an econ elective at the same time, but you don't have to. But you do have to take 5 econ electives during your studies. In your term 2B, you would take Econ 290, which would be a micro theory course, and Econ 322, which would be your first econometrics course, as well as maybe a second year elective, which we show here as Econ 2XX. Then in your 3A term, you would take the second micro theory course in the sequence, which would be Econ 391, and the second course in the econometrics sequence, Econ 323. In your 3B term, you would then take your first macro theory course, Econ 306, as well as your last micro theory course, Econ 393. In 4A, you have to take one of the fourth year macro courses. So one of Econ 406, 407, 48, or 409. And typically students will save their fourth year electives for their 4A and 4B terms. So as you see, a major is 16 courses, 11 of those courses are core courses you have to take, and 5 electives, so those can be your choice as long as you take at least 2 at the fourth year level. The intensive specialization requires the same core courses and also 5 electives, but we add to that 5 courses. So in 3B, you would take Econ 392, which is a micro theory course. In 4A, you would take the advanced micro theory course, Econ 491. And then in 4B, you would take your fourth year advanced macro course, Econ 496, as well as Econ 421, which is an econometric theory course, and Econ 472, which is the honors thesis course. So for the intensive specialization, you also have to maintain your average at 75% or above, but otherwise it's the same requirement as the honors plan, plus this extra 5 courses. If you start Econ and you decide halfway through that maybe you don't want to major in Econ, you can transform the courses that you took in an economics minor. So you have already taken Econ 101 and 102, and then you would have to take Econ 201, which is a second year micro course, and one of Econ 206 or 207, which are macro courses. You just have to take one of them. Econ 206 is more monetary based, and Econ 207 is more development based. And then you have to take 4 second year above electives. If you already took Econ 201 and 221, which were the requirements for the 2-way term in the major, those courses could be counted as electives in this table. The required average to graduate with an econ minor is 65%. We also have an economic theory minor that is more for students who took more of the econ theory courses and then decided that it wasn't for them, or for students who like econ theory but not enough to major in it. So in first year, the requirements are econ 101 and 102. Then in 2A, econ 211 and 221, which were also the requirements for the major. And then in 2B, econ 290, 3A, Econ 391 and 392, and 3B, Econ 393. So here it's the micro theory sequence that we have as required for the major, as well as Econ 392 and the 2 math courses that are required. Again, this plan requires a 65% average, and sometimes we will allow students to substitute math courses in place for Econ 211 and 221. So if you've already taken, for example, a stats course such as Stat 220, then you don't have to take Econ 221, but you have to replace them by Econ electives, because to graduate with a minor, you need to take at least 8 Econ courses. So this is a typical honors arts co-op sequence, which you can find on the co-op website. So our students typically go on their first work term in the spring term after their second year, and then they alternate work term with study term. And then in their last year, they have this double work term 4-5, and then end on a study term. All students are required to end on a study term if they are co-op students. So what should you choose? There's so many choices and so little time. Well, if you want to go to graduate school, we recommend that you graduate from honors econ with the intensive specialization, or mathematical economics, which again is covered in a separate video. If you know that you want to graduate with an undergraduate degree and then go on the labor market, then we recommend that you choose the honors econ plan. If you like economics but not enough to major in it, we recommend the economics minor. And if you start econ but you decide halfway through, so after econ 290 and maybe even after econ 391, that you're not sure that this is your path, then we recommend the economics theory minor. We recommend that you meet with an academic advisor once a week. Advisors will ensure that you are on track. They're going to help you with overrides if you need any. They can help with co-op sequence changes if they are required. They can also advise you with respect to international exchanges. In normal times, we meet students in person and we have an online schedule. Right now, because everything is conducted remotely, we typically meet with students through MS Teams or through email. We don't conduct advising over the phone. And you have to remember that it is your responsibility to ensure that you take all courses required for your degree, although we're always happy to confirm with you that you're progressing as you should through your major. And currently we have 4 advisors in the departments. They are Lynn Skelly, Janessa Carter, Pierre Chaussé, and myself, Emma Pierrat, and we can be reached through this common email address.